Hello out there and welcome to another exciting edition of your favorite program, The Diaspora. And I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. Now, if you must travel, travel legitimately. Today, we bring you the harrowing experiences of Mr. John Adam Smart in Kenya. Stay tuned for this story. We also bring you details of a Nigerian professor who developed a tattoo-like technology which helps to monitor human vital signs like high blood pressure and temperature. We also have the coronavirus pandemic updates with messages of goodwill from around the world and the Nigerian community distributing palliatives to their host countries. Stay tuned for this and much more. And now, let's take a look at Mr. John Adam Smart's experiences and hurdles out there in Kenya. Watch this.
My name is Adam John Smart. I'm from Kaduna State. I'm a technopreneur. Basically, I provide ICT services from web development, individual and corporate training, digital marketing, and also both the training and the services I would provide that. I entered February 2017 from Abuja here, and my experience wasn't so good as expected, although at first it was quite good. You know, the hopes of leaving home and you are looking forward to a better life and all that. But over time, it wasn't quite good because due to documentation and all that, it was quite bad experience over there. For me, you know, an average Nigerian will always look for a better life outside. And sometimes it's after I return home that I realized that my reason was not really justifiable. It's just a way of you want to have a life that is better than what you have. But while outside there, I realized I was better off back home. Yeah, because I had a business here. I was running my business here in the ICT industry, so I was hoping that being in Kenya is going to give me a better chance, you know, to have something better. But it turns out the opposite. Kenya is not really like a bad place to be, but I think my major problem was, you know, if I had all the information I needed to have, for example, the type of documents I needed, you know, I didn't know I would need all those documentations in order to have a business there. And of course, I think it was completely part of my responsibility to find out either from an agent or maybe directly through the Foreign Affairs or the embassy, which I didn't do that homework very well. And I think that is what really contributed to the problem. There are certain categories of documents that allow you to either stay as a tourist or as a business person. Now, when you want to become a business person or engage in other activities, that is completely a different thing. And of course, I didn't do that research. I didn't enter as a business person, yes, that's right. For me, even though it was hard for me, but I've learned quite a lot from it. If I was to travel today again to anywhere, I think I want to make sure that I do research on it and try to obtain the relevant documents I will need from home before I even set out. If you said you want to go to Kenya, as long as you have done your research and you have the relevant documents that you need to go stay in Kenya based on what, if you want to, I don't know if you want to go stay there or you are going for tourism, for instance, because even though I had a bad experience in Kenya, I still rate the country as one of the best countries in terms of tourism around. All right, so if you are going as a tourist and you have your document that you need to stay in Kenya, I think there is no problem. If I can reverse the whole decision I made before, I think what I would do is try to do research, check the requirement. If I am qualified, if I see that I'm qualified to, go to Kenya and establish a business, I will. However, though, even though I think Kenya is not a bad place, it's good for business, there are so many opportunities, but I still do not think that I would have still go because Nigeria, for instance, 200 million compared to 47 million, I think we have so much opportunities and a bigger market in Nigeria compared to Kenya and any other country around. My biggest challenge would be the documents that I didn't have. While I was away, I think I fell in love with Nigeria actually more than I had before, because I realized that we are happy people. You know, we are these people who, no matter how hard it goes, we are just still together. You know, so I miss the food, I miss the laugh, the jokes. I just miss the opportunities back home. That's when I now realized that I can actually do better back home. I have the market, I have the support, both spiritually and physically. It's a total package back home. I'm working on a business plan now, so I can proceed with the ICT services, like the one I have mentioned earlier, so we can continue to provide both corporate and individual IT training, also manage IT, which will allow us to take an entire organization's ICT department to manage it. Also website development, mobile apps, and digital marketing, and also data backup and restoration. Basically, these are the services I'm working towards to see how I can push on. There are angels even in the world, because for me at some point I almost lost hope when it became so hard. So first I would like to thank the NITCOM, thanks my governor, who I was told that as soon as they told him, he said I have to come home, which I felt loved. You know, I've never thought that he would say that, but he did say that, and I'm grateful. Also, my appreciation goes to the Rosalyn Ibenebe Foundation for reaching out to NETCOM, and the Nigerian Embassy. They also contributed when I went there, because they are the first people I reach out, because that is the home I have there. So, and I also want to extend my appreciation to them, and I'm happy that they facilitate my return. I'm grateful to them, and I'll do my best and see whatever it will take for us to, contribute to the welfare of both Nigerians abroad and at home here. I'll always be available to contribute to that.
Please try as much as possible to go through the legitimate process so you don't get caught up in the mud. Now, it is a fact that Nigerians produce the best sets of immigrants around the world. We produce the best doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs, and educators around the world. Now, this brings me to Professor Deji Akinwande, a Nigerian who developed a tattoo-like technology which helps to monitor human vital signs like the high blood pressure and the human temperature. Let's join Channels TV Check Me Out with the interview.
My name is Deji Akinwande. I'm a professor of electrical and computer engineering at the University of Texas in Austin. I'm also a researcher in nanotechnology, focusing on bringing electronic products to life. Check me out. So some of the things I work on today, which have attracted a lot of interest, is electronic tattoos. Conventional tattoo goes under the skin. So this is on the surface of the skin, so it's very safe and very healthy, but can monitor a lot of the vital signs of the person. The signals from this sensor can connect to an app on a phone. So we consider this a mobile health. And our vision now is to develop this as a band-aid technology that people in remote places or in villages or rural communities that don't have access to medical care or medical doctors can use this to monitor their health. The biggest message that I have is the message I learned when I was in secondary school at Tiduani, is of hard work and perseverance. I am Deji Akinwande, Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the University of Texas in Austin, and you have just checked me out.
Interesting, right? There is no doubt that hard work and perseverance pays. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic is not abating as the number of cases reported globally is on the increase. Hence, the call by the Nigerians in Diaspora organization Europe, which is at the epicenter of the pandemic, to adhere to the guidelines by the World Health Organization. Now, let's listen to Mr. Kenneth Gandhi, the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora organization, with some updates.
I bring you greetings from the continent of Europe. We are experiencing an unprecedented time in the world history. The COVID-19 pandemic is impacting our lives as never imagined and as never before. Nigerians in diaspora are not spared in this global pandemic either. We have initiated Nigerian Diaspora Safe Initiative, tag NIDSAFE, to complement and support all measures already put in place in all NIDO EU countries and in Nigeria too, to help combat the spread of the virus. The initiative are as follows. We have opened help hotlines in 25 European countries to report cases involving Nigerians in our community, to enable us to extend our solidarity and where necessary our support, especially for the elderly in our community. As part of NIDSAFE initiative, all country chairs have been activated to use their official and personal good standing to liaise with our mission to assist such Nigerians as much as possible. Our liaison with the mission will also provide Nigerians in diaspora with important and authentic information from the mission, thereby bridging the information gap between our mission and diaspora across Europe. NIDSAFE initiative also involved urgent professional mapping. Who can do what now and in post-COVID-19 period. This will enable us, for example, to prepare for possible diaspora health mission, which I already mentioned, to Nigeria, and also to come up with the short and long-term consequences of the pandemic and its diaspora homeland development implications. NIDO also already commenced fundraising. Funds generated through this initiative will be used mainly for supporting Nigerians in Europe and in supporting diaspora efforts towards helping Nigeria in curbing the spread of the virus. For example, by facilitating diaspora medical mission, providing face masks, test kits, sanitizers and hand gloves for health workers and social workers in Nigeria. This will be distributed as soon as possible to relevant NGO and agencies in Nigeria in collaboration with Nigerian Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. The coronavirus is real. That will result in about 460,000 infections in just 30 days. Think about this. I therefore appeal to all Nigerians in diaspora to practice social distancing and adhere to the directive from the authorities.
Nigerians are indeed their brother's keepers. The Nigerian community in Philippines went all out to distribute palliatives to their host community. Watch this.
Thank you.
So 1, 2, 3. Three of you. I don't think I don't worry.
thanks for the good representation, as we are super proud of you. Now let's watch how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected people with one or two businesses. Now let's listen to Mrs. Chinwe Brown in Kimderim as she shares her experiences with us.
I am the owner of Eresi. Eresi is an Ankara ready-to-wear fashion line based in Houston, Texas. We specialize in Ankara clothing like Ankara dresses, Ankara tops, maxi dresses, skirts, jackets, trousers or pants, shorts, beachwear, everything Ankara clothing. We also do Ankara accessories like handbags, clutches, hand fans, Ankara neck pieces like this one, Ankara footwear. We do the flip-flops, slides, sandals, Ankara bonnets. Women actually use this to sleep. Ankara head wraps, like that. Well, we actually do have a lot of Ankara accessories and clothing. Our variety is quite rich. Our distribution channel really is mostly those customers who walk in daily into our stores to pick up their pieces. We have people who come in to have themselves fitted for an outfit, for like the Ashwebi people who do Ashwebi. Ashwebi is the uniforms people wear to parties like weddings, birthday parties. So we have a lot of Nigerian population in Houston, so we have a lot of those parties going on here. So that accounts for a great percentage of our customers too. And we have the online sales, which is not a lot up until now. Then our materials usually we get from Nigeria. Most of it is from Nigeria, like 90%. We have a little percentage from Ghana and some other African countries like the Kente fabrics we get from Ghana. We also have a few of our finished products coming from Nigeria. But in the recent times with the COVID-19 pandemic and the shutdown of the borders and stay-at-home policies in effect right now, we have had to shut down our stores. We have had to ask staff to stay home. We've let go staff. We can't get materials to work. We can't get some finished products in. So we can't really do much. So we're only hopeful right now that this whole thing would end very soon and that we'll all begin to heal and heal our society and begin to reboost our economy.
Nigerians in the diaspora are asking for global support to help fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Do well to give your bid. Here are the details.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. there are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us by turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's no way we can fall. Well, let's realize, oh, that a change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. So make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own life. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. Our children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
Kudos to the Ebonyi State diaspora community. We appreciate you and we are super, super proud of you. And now, on to our feedback segment. Thank you so much for filling out the survey as we have collated over 1,000 responses so far. Let me share some of the highlights with you. 96% of Nigerians in diaspora want to invest in Nigeria. 58% want to invest in healthcare, while 51% are interested in real estate. 44% have advanced degrees. 27% of respondents live in the UK, 21% in the US, 6.9% in Canada. The UK is winning. Thank you so much for staying all through the program. It's been worthwhile. And in case you have anything to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Twitter at nitcom_gov, on our Instagram page at nitcom_gov, and on our website at www.nidcom.gov.ng. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network News on Friday at 10:30 a.m., on NTA International on Tuesday at 6 a.m. and 10:05 p.m., on NTA News 24 on Friday at 2:30 p.m. and on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAP TV on Monday at 10 p.m. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. See you next time.